Oh, hey, look at you, friends. Welcome back to How Are You Now, the podcast where we talk about everything Letterkenny related, from Shoresy's chirps to McMurray's questionable behavior. We're the toughest podcast in Letterkenny, and we're here to talk about everything that makes this show a cult classic. So grab a puppers and get ready for some hicks, skids, hockey players, and Glenn. How are you now, Tiara?
Good, and you?
Oh, not so bad. Yes, Sheila.
It's a holiday weekend.
Aye, it is.
And also we're talking about a holiday weekend.
We are.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. I don't think I don't know if anybody was expecting this, but
No, when they made, at least in the U.S., they made the announcement on Crave before, so we all assumed it would be us, like, the next day, which, it was.
yeah.
But when they announced it on Crave, like, none of us could tell if it was, like, a new season or a special holiday episode. So I'm...
I thought it was an entirely new season, so it kind of threw me. I'm like, oh, it's just an episode.
I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
There you are.
That's because I hit myself on mute
Okay.
on accident. So
I was
sorry
like,
about that.
what just happened there?
Yeah, no. So yeah, I was expecting it to be a whole new season based off
Yeah,
of
that's
what
what I
I was
thought.
hearing and seeing, and I didn't realize. I didn't realize that it was just a holiday episode, which is great. I love the holiday episodes.
Yeah, this
They're
is
usually
fun.
So, yeah, some
Crikey
fluff,
dingo.
but just fun. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what's been going on with you since we last talked? I mean, since the table read, I guess.
Oh, I was gonna say, when was the last? I don't remember.
But yeah, I don't remember the last. What we did. I think it was back in April.
Mostly working.
Yeah.
That's going really good. Summer vacation is coming soon, so I'm looking forward to going to the beach a whole bunch.
Summer loving.
No. Mm-mm. No, I'd love to meet
With
some
me?
summer BFFs, but not the other thing.
I'll give you some summer loving.
You'd have to leave the house.
For some summer loving, I'll leave the house.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything for me. I'm boring right now, which is great. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm about to be my second episode into this machinima, which is I don't know if you've ever heard or seen of Red versus Blue, but they take the characters. I mean, the bodies of the characters from a different video game. In this case, Halo, and they create scenes and a whole script and everything. And I mean, I'm doing the voiceover for a character called Pops. Don't know when this is coming out, but I mean, the first one was funny. I'm starting to read through the second one. I mean, it hasn't. We're waiting for the first one to come out. So, but the script seems fun. So I'm playing the old grizzled vet type of guy who's got to keep an eye on everybody. So,
It's perfect for you.
so
Good.
yeah. So that's what I'm up to. Taking my acting class, just the regular old acting classes again, with Misty at Coffee and Actors and Coffee, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Fun group. If you're interested in getting into acting, it's pretty cool. I will put a link to it in the notes.
Yay.
But and if you ever want to call us, leave us a voicemail, a dad joke.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a dad joke in a while.
You can call us at 50 Fit Party. That's 503-487-2789. And yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, we got a promo again. So you play it here.
Sundays at 3 a.m., it's The Fuss with Hank and Jess on Letterkenny's own 97.1 CGNU. Good new radio? We're not so bad.
Man, it's good to hear radio getting some play there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy about that. So we have a guest coming back to us.
Yes.
After being away for a minute. So let me go ahead and do this. Ladies, gentlemen, those behind the binary, it is our complete pleasure to welcome back our good friend, my Letterkenny wife, and the creator / source of many inside jokes, Kacey. I caught her mid-drink.
Yep, that's okay. Been called worse. Been
I
caught
like
worse.
the Letterkenny wife thing because McMurray.
Yeah,
I was like, huh? Oh yeah.
She's
I'm glad I can-
Letterkenny.
I'm glad I can add that to my list of wifedoms. There I am.
Oh, I love you, baby. You're all right.
That's all I fucking know.
How have you been?
Oh, yeah, good. It's been a wild month. Yeah, it's been good. Busy. Work is busy. The kids are busy. I'm busy. And I'm so glad tomorrow we have Monday off. And I'm so glad to be
Yeah.
talking about this episode because this is like just what we needed. But
Yeah.
I'll stop
Oh,
there.
you're that guy. Tell us just what we need.
Don't be
Fucking
that
A.
guy.
Don't be that guy.
Oh, I'm that guy.
Everything's a callback to Letterkenny.
Yeah, if it's not, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
What are we even doing here?
What do we even
I love us so much.
There we go. Let's just let's just go. Let's just dive right in. Fuck it.
Well, I guess we can begin because this is a relatively short episode
Yeah.
overall in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you don't remember, we had our season recap with Al about a month ago, and then they surprised us with this holiday episode. So I don't know if we're gonna have to do a recap, but anyway.
Was it really a surprise though?
I was not expecting it. I mean,
I was
don't-
expecting a new season, but also we hadn't had a very special episode in a minute, so that was kind of.
Is
like,
that true? Is that right? We haven't had a 7th episode?
I don't remember the last time we had one.
Really?
I mean, I'm not.
I'm not awesome, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's awesome except for awesome. So.
that's facts. That's facts.
There's only one. There can
Yeah,
be
I
only
guess-
one.
I'm sorry. I felt like we were kind of owed one. I felt like we were due. Like
Well,
I feel like it was time.
Yeah, definitely.
I was the girl in
didn't
the
know that
corner
they'd-
going, "Where's the
I think-
7th episode?"
I think with Shorzy and everything, I kind of don't expect it so much just because I know they're super busy. Doubly so. So
So we had 7. So we had 7 episodes in season 9. In season 10,
really,
yeah. Women's Day was season 10.
Oh, yeah.
International Women's Day was the special episode. And
Oh,
then prior to that season 9 was season 9 was a 7 episode season, but the 7th episode wasn't special. It was Indian Energy when
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Tana started her own energy drink. So it was
Right.
kind of the cliffhanger, I think. But we've had 7. We've
I
had
forgot about International Women's Day. Was that not part of the entire season?
It was, but they released
Okay.
it later. They
Oh,
released it like
I
on
mean, as
International
part of-
Women's
when
Day.
I mean the entire release. That's what I was saying.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
okay.
it
I
was a
guess I
late
just
release.
Forgot that. It's
I
probably
mean,
because
that was
I-
COVID.
it's probably because that we didn't do 10 until late.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that
Or
was.
we didn't do 11
That was
until I don't remember.
deep in the mental health needing
Yeah.
a break thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I will tell you is that season 6 was the last holiday episode. They took a break during season 7 and 8
Hmm.
and 9, and then 10 they came back because all of
Gotcha.
6, 7, 8, and 9 were all cliffhangers into the next season,
Mm.
and then they brought back holiday
Yeah, this
episodes.
is the first time it was this
Sudden.
this particular
Happy Victoria Days on weekend.
I still say I want them to have pride. Like that would be
yeah,
a callback
totally.
to whatever episode it was. They were like, talking
Yeah,
about might be
that-
having
we-
pride in Letterkenny.
we don't fight at
I want that.
weddings.
Yes,
Bonnie and
We just had
Pride's?
the table read on.
Oh, yeah,
Pride
I
and
want that. I
Prejudice.
want pride.
Pride and Prejudice and Bonnie.
All of the girls in
On it.
Letterkenny are like, oh yeah, bi and proud, and all the guys are like, really?
It's a shame.
And then Glenn is like the MC or whatever, but he's not. He's maybe like in drag or something, but not necessarily coming out. But he's, anyway.
It's like some traditional.
celebration.
No, it's some traditional gown from some like arbitrary country that he's visited that he's an
Yes.
expert in, where like the
Yes.
first pride started or something,
Right.
or like
Well, that would be San
the-
Francisco, but
right,
like,
right.
Maybe,
But I mean, like,
maybe it's something like in Brazil with Carnival or something like that.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
this is a tradition. I could just see him in like fabulous feathers playing it off like, well, this is just historical. This is just traditional.
Now, when
And they
I'm doing
asked me,
Pride,
and then the Lord said,
Hey,
down in
Jared,
Rio
I know
de
you
Janeiro,
listen every once in a while. I hope you listen to this one because Pride. We need
We
Pride.
got ideas.
he does. He asked about you guys.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, that's adorable.
Yeah, he did. He asked about you guys. He asked how you guys were doing, and we told him about the table read this month.
Yeah.
The last one we told him
Yeah.
about. So
Mhm. Well, I know that. Yeah, I know
he
that
knows it
he's-
happened.
Yeah, he knew that other ones had happened too. I remember.
Mhm.
I think that was what.
No. We
no.
didn't.
The table read happened after we met him. That's right. Never mind.
Right, because we got the
Yeah,
script
the first script.
from at the show,
Yeah.
and then I said, "Hey, I have an idea."
For a little context for your audience, I don't know. So I was in Sudbury at the beginning of the month, and had a really insane experience. If you want to hear about it, just listen
Hell
to
yeah.
Blueberry Crew episodes. I don't want to take up the time here on that other podcast.
No,
It's
it's okay. No, we love
Yeah.
that other podcast.
We love
I
that
know.
other podcast.
The
aka
Produce Stand.
There we go.
We had a big trip. All of us did, and it was amazing. We got to meet Jared, is the long and short of it, and twice. And he was super generous and super. You guys know, you've been around him. He's like
Yeah.
he has the way to make the room behind you disappear, and
Mhm.
it's just you and him.
Yeah,
and it's, like,
he's a
super
he's a
fucking
sweetheart of a
intense.
guy.
He's such a good
No,
guy.
not-
Like he's a
well, not
really
like
good
Tom
guy.
Cruise intense. So
Well, he was on skates, so he was like super.
Oh.
He was like
right, 'cause they were
towering.
filming Shoresy while you were there.
Yeah, and so he came off the ice in between shoots, and he had his jibs out, and he was Shoresy. He was in the dark, like Under
That's
Armour
right, yeah.
thing, but he was like Jared. It wasn't
Yeah.
Shoresy, right? But he was
I-
like, it was,
I was-
in your
Well,
face.
it was funny for me
too
because
much.
I was expecting him to be taller, and I'm taller than him by 2 or 3 inches. So it was
not
like,
on
oh.
skates.
Yeah, like you were imagining because
Yeah.
he was this kind of person in your head that he's
Yeah.
got to have a stronger than you, like
Yeah.
overshadowing you.
Yeah.
I get that.
So long and short of it, he asked about you guys, and we told him you guys were great, and we were coming back, and he knows about the last table read.
Right on.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Real
Good
good.
to hear he's a
Definitely.
good guy. Great fucking guy.
Great fucking guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's delve into season 11, episode 7, May 2-4. So we start with the cold open. Is it really a cold open? But anyway, because it's not really. It's just there is no cold open in this one,
Yeah,
really.
no.
And we don't have. I mean, the theme doesn't play or anything. So
That's right.
yeah, it doesn't.
Totally
Because-
missed that.
I totally missed that too.
Yeah,
You're saying and I'm going-
because every one I write down always starts with cold open. And I'm like,
Yeah.
where's the fucking theme? Anyway.
Oh, I'm all fucked up now. Forget it. I'm sorry. I gotta go. No.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
we're out back at the barn. Hicks are celebrating the kickoff of Victoria Day long weekend with a shot of Gus and Brew. There's a quick discussion about the weather, and then Dan chimes in.
Victoria's Days Longs Weekends is a Canada-wide statuaries holidays in Mays where we celebrate former Queens of England's Queen Victoria's.
Little a semi fourth wall break there. Just then, Gail shows up with Shawnee
Johnny, Shawnee, and Jaker.
in tow. Shawnee offers up a tribute to fallen American soldiers on Memorial Day. Cheers. The McMurrays then show up. Mrs. Mack, as expected, is completely hammered, but offers up her tribute to Queen Victoria in extremely slurred speech. So much so that she had to have her own closed captioning. Shawnee asks if it's okay that he invites his under American drinking age cousins up to celebrate. There is a little disagreement from Dan, but it quickly passes. Murray exclaims that he has some news, and then Wayne and Katie follow up that they have some news. McMurray explains that his cousin from New Zealand, Amelia, is coming up with her husband, Liam, to visit. Wayne states that his cousin, Oliver, and his lady Piper are coming up from Australia to visit. Katie and Derry begin having stereotypical Americanized version of Australian conversation. McMurray feels confident that the cousins should meet each other and will get along like a house fire because their countries are just so close.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like Americans and
Yep.
Canadians.
Americans
That's
and
right.
Canadians. Shawnee was the observant one there. When we then meet Stuart, Rold, Riley, and Jonesy out in the field. In front of them is a small stage. Each of their respective crews have bundles of things that we can't yet see, but find out that Riley and Jonesy bring out their fireworks that they brought for the celebration. Of course, Stuart ridicules them for having consumer fireworks and refers to the ones that Riley and Jonesy brought as boyish. Debitage and also so many other things. Rold mentions that there are 3 classes of fireworks and that Riley and Jonesy got class 1. Stewart states that they have class 2 fireworks display. Riley and Jonesy want to know what the 3rd class is. Stewart and Rold state that it doesn't matter because it's for professional use only and that you have to be adroit and so many other things that he said. And Riley and Jonesy were real, surprised at their vocabulary, that's what it was.
Vocabulary.
They still want to know what it's called. In the distance, slow motion, we see a figure walking up in a fire retardant suit, pulling a cart behind. The hood is removed to show that it's Glenn, hair waving in the wind. Glenn states that the 3rd class is called Special Effects Pyrotechnics. We then go back to the front of the house. A man and a woman get out of a car that is pulled up and greeted by Wayne, Katie, and Dan. It's cousin Oliver and his wife Piper. Oliver and Piper tell the travels using the Aussie slang and that hardly anyone could understand them. However, they all decide to bring their gear in the house and get hammered. We switch then back to the field with Glenn, Stuart, Rold, Riley, and Jonesy, where Rold asks Glenn about his attire. Glenn explains that he went to fireworks school to get it. Glenn tells Stuart and Rold that he's disappointed in them by their debitage of fireworks, which then Stuart kicks the ground about it. Glenn then goes on to explain that he became a fireworks expert starting from a child of 11, where he was a missionary with his parents, up to 17, where he learned to be brave up close to fireworks because his shoes were tied together. He signed up for fireworks school the next day. That's when he was in Hooker, San Diego. When asked what the plan was for the fireworks this day, Glenn has a plan to put the debitage together in some way. You okay there?
Yeah, I'm looking for a pen.
All right.
I'm okay. I just want to make notes. It's okay.
Right?
Go
No,
on.
same thing. That's what I was just doing. Was like, wait.
Would you like
I'll be
me to
back.
wait
Keep
for a
going.
minute?
Don't mind me.
Oh no, I can wait. I mean, we can. So, did I miss anything in those scenes? I love the. Nope, there she is.
Go on.
Yeah, didn't need to miss anything at all.
All right. So we now jump back to the front of the house where yet another car pulls up and another couple pops out, soon to be joined by the McMurrays. It's McMurray's cousin Amelia and her husband Liam. The couple tell their travels in a very Kiwi manner, barely understood. After Liam hits the head, and they'll join in to get hammered as well. Now, on the other side of the house, Wayne, Dan, Oliver, and Piper are all hanging out and having a drink. As the couple starts going on in Aussie slang about the property and the beer, and Dan still has no clue what they're saying. Just then, Gail and Shawnee come around the side of the house to greet Oliver and Piper, have a good laugh. And then from the other side of the house come the McMurrays with Amelia and Liam. Oliver and Piper smell something in the air, as well as Liam and Amelia. As soon as the couple spot each other, it's verbal barbs back and forth. After a bit, Wayne has had enough with a loud "anywho." Shawnee chimes in.
Yep, like Americans and Canadians.
Dan is completely frustrated, still not being able to understand him. Back out in the field, Glenn has gotten everything set up. However, still incredulous that Glenn knows his stuff when it comes to fireworks, they decide to test him. He then passes with flying colors. The next scene is back behind the house. Gail tries to break things up, asking if they want to drink in excess. Of course, the Kiwis hear this as in excess, INXS, the band, and throw out another barb as being about them being a overrated band. After this starts the digs all over again, the Hicks decide to leave them and walk away. After a few minutes of jabs and barbs and insults, Shawnee's cousins show up. When the couples hear the girls talk, they both agree that they need to go in on the Yanks. Just then, the scene switches to a musical montage of the couples drinking with Shawnee's cousins. Many shots are given to the girls until they just can't take anymore. Off to the side, Gail and Shawnee are flirting heavily. Then everyone is back behind the barn at nighttime. The foreigners are all passed out in the back of the truck, pretty much, and very similar to the verse scene with Derry and Katie talking like Australians. Stuart, Roland, Riley, and Jonesy join the group, Riley asking,
Glenn's a pyrotechnician.
Glenn's a pyrotechnician. They all get up, and Glenn then runs up to them, letting them. He knows everything's ready, just to push the button. They all get up, go watch. Glenn hits the button. Everything goes off perfectly. Glenn lays his head on Wayne's shoulder and fade to black. Credits. So
I loved that with
simple story.
Yep.
But quite enjoyable.
I loved that end there where Glenn puts his head on Wayne's shoulder and Wayne just like looks at him like,
He just kind of
okay.
He just kind of looks down. He didn't look disgruntled.
No,
about it.
but it was like, okay. Like it looked like he was like,
He's like, all right.
This
I'll
is
let
happening.
yep.
This is happening.
go. That's as far as he'll let Glenn go with him.
Yeah, he's let Glenn do that a couple of times now, so without like shrugging him off or anything. So that's yeah.
I feel like every interaction Glenn and Wayne have is like Wayne just being really nice to Glenn. Like
Wayne just tolerating
just
it.
yeah, just like
dealing with a toddler.
like a
Yes.
I mean, but almost like a gnat. Like it's like it's not big enough to really bother me, but it's pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah. So thoughts, theories, questions, observations. What? Go for it.
So the first thing I want to mention is Derry and Katie getting along this entire episode. She never yelled at him. She never like sniped at him. Like they were making jokes with each other with their Australian accents, and we don't see Katie and Derry just hanging out and being nice to each other. So I thought that was really interesting because she's been so rude to him lately.
Berating people brings people together.
Apparently.
Berating
Even before-
Americans, right?
Even
Brings the
before all
Aussies
that,
together.
though, like they started the episode kind of talking back and forth, like more.
Right.
than
They're
they
making
probably
fun of
have in a long time.
Aussies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like berating the Aussies in that moment
Yeah.
brings them together. I think that's like one of the running themes in this is like that loyalty theme, that value, that sort of like that thread that runs through like we're gonna fuck with each other, but don't fuck with us.
Mhm.
And I
can
think
call
that's
my mom a bitch,
extended.
but you can't call my mom.
I can
Yeah,
call
or
McMurray
like-
a piece of shit, but you can't call McMurray a piece of shit.
That's right. Tanis can't call, Stuart what she called him in season 1, and even the skids, right, have support. Like you just don't fuck with us. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's what they're sort of really smartly bringing these characters in, because I don't know. I mean, I would hate for them to be one-offs. They were really 4 talented actors.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's funny is if you look at IMDb for this episode, 3 of Amelia is the only whoever plays Amelia is the only one not shown in the episode. The other 3 are the only ones shown in IMDb for this episode. Not even the main characters are shown.
oh, weird.
IMDb is so funny with Canadian actors. Like you either
Well,
get
it's-
all of the info or you get nothing.
I
Really?
think it's up to the production people or whoever the actors are to put that information in there, or their management people. So
I have no idea about that. I just remember when we were talking to, oh gosh, who was it? It was one of, I can't even remember, one of the interviews we did like early on, where he was saying that, he would love to have a bigger name in the US, but that in Canada you don't get the same kind of spotlight turned on you when you're in things. So like just you don't get the press that they get in the US. You don't get the paparazzi. You don't get, newspapers writing about every possible thing that these people do out in public, which I remember commenting how I would never want to be famous because of those things. And he was like, yeah, but it's really hard to get famous in the US without it.
Right.
So
It's absolutely true.
So I feel like it's a Canadian thing. Maybe it's the Canadian production companies don't want to do whatever the extra step is to get that out there.
Maybe you guys just don't want to put up with bullshit.
Yeah, there's that too. I mean,
Right?
maybe they just don't want to deal with Amazon since Amazon owns IMDb. I feel like they own everything though.
but they've got Reacher, so
That's true.
Anywho.
you like a little Reacher?
Anyway,
Wow.
somebody stop him.
Those hockey dum-dums, eh?
I was actually, I was just going to bring up kind of in concert with what we were just talking about them teaming up against other people. One of the things that I am really starting to both love and just be like, okay, I can see where this is going, is how Stewart and Rold, like, they used to be kind of the bottom of the barrel, and now they're above Riley and Jonesy. And they use every moment to remind Riley and Josie that they are better than them because they're the only people in town that they can feel better than. So, like, it's become obvious, especially with this episode, where they're just like, we're going to use all the words because you don't know them.
Those big vocabularies that they have.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. And, like, also how Riley and Jonesy, like, we used to joke that they shared one brain cell, but now it's really obvious that they do. Like,
Oh, they are.
I think Jonesy
indistinguishable.
holds it the most.
well, I think they're
Maybe.
both getting too many conkies. Like, it's they got some, what's the CBT? Is that it?
Cognitive
no.
behavioral therapy?
No, not CBT.
CTE.
That's CTE, that's what it is.
What is that?
The
Electroshock?
condition that you get. No, it's a condition you get from having too many conkies.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the deterioration of your brain because of that. It's the thing that
Encephalopathy or
yeah.
Hydroencephaly?
well, it's a brain thing.
yeah.
Like that,
Yeah.
but
That's
like the
Wow.
wrestler who killed his whole family before killing himself.
Right,
It turned
right.
out that his brain was like in a stage 4 of that or something.
okay. Got it.
So many football players.
Yeah.
Right.
When they check them out after they die. Actually, they had a whole movie about this with Will
Yep.
Smith playing the doctor. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that Riley and Jonesy, like their brain function is at the perfect level to keep them alive, and that's about where they are.
And play hockey. They
Yeah.
can live and play hockey, and
They
that's
can
it.
survive and play hockey. Yep.
Do we think that they showed up to hockey that way, or do we think they made them that way? Like hockey made them that way? Like, what do we think they were like?
I bet they were like that, like from little kids, but maybe not. Like they probably seemed like stoners who weren't stoners.
Imagine
Right.
if they were originally like little Einsteins.
Right.
And
I
they
can't,
were
I
forced,
can't quite
super
imagine that.
gifted.
they were
Yeah.
forced to play hockey.
Yeah.
And because
And now
of
it's
that,
this all Will Snipes silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dirty fucking dangles. I love the dynamic that was written for those three, the three, well, five of them, but three of them, because Roland and Stewart are sort of the same in this way as Jonesy Riley, but the writing was just so smart to have it like double down, not just on the pyrotechnics, but the ridiculousness of it, like the just absurdity of Glenn's monologues. And how they're buying it too. Like they're like the skids and the sluts are dumb enough that they're just enthralled as we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
For totally different reasons. And I think it's really, really smart writing. Trevor Risk wrote this one, and
Not
like
surprised.
he's flexing, right? Like Trevor is flexing. I'm surprised there wasn't like Albanian cousins here so he could go off, like his language skills. But just the way that he knows these characters and can push them in these directions, I really appreciate that about him. I feel like the episodes that he writes are some of those more like risky ones.
Literally.
And what I will say is I think this show has probably done more to improve Canadian American relations
Oh yeah.
than anything else. We take the piss out of each other, but we love each other. That's
Except for the like MAGA Canadians, like why is
Well,
that a thing?
But we
Well, they
still feel
love-
the same about that too.
Yeah. So they hate MAGA Canadians.
I feel like that's worse,
and we
though.
hate MAGA Americans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I think
feel
they're
like
funnier. It's
I
like
feel
you're
like they're
Canadian.
sadder.
Well, yeah, that too, right? There's
Come on,
like
you're
My
something.
First
Canadian.
Amendment rights. You're a Canadian dude. You don't have a First Amendment.
That's right. That's right. You're supposed to be nice, eh?
Your First Amendment has something to do with maple syrup.
Your First Amendment says sorry. I didn't mean to infringe on your rights. Sorry. Fucking don't try to out MAGA us, Canadian. Be
They got this
nice.
shit on lock.
Yeah. Let us be the assholes, and you guys keep doing
guys
it,
are-
being
guys are-
amazing, right?
We look up to you guys.
I
That's
remember
right.
just a
As-
few years
as-
ago, there was this meme going around about like Canada being the scared next door neighbor that needs to lock their doors now because America's so fucked up. And I remember at the time, because I have a lot of Canadian family, I remember going, this is so not true. This might be the crack house, but that house next door is buying from them every day. Like, this is not, rich nation like being wonderful and then poor little America. Like, America fucking sucks, and it has gotten worse every day for the last, 10 years. But maybe more than that.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say.
Canada is right behind us. Like, right behind us.
Yeah, you're not supposed to follow us on that.
No,
Stop
you're
it.
really, really
Stop
not.
it.
But the UK went that way too. England went.
Yes.
The Brits went that. They were my safe
Yeah.
haven. The UK. I was gonna like escape to London and have one
we
of
gotta
those
go- we-
fucking
no, We're
experiences.
just going to Iceland now. Just
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
Iceland.
Iceland or Finland. I think that's gonna
I
be.
feel
our...
like Alaska is gonna be the first to succeed. So secede. So I'm just gonna go
They will
there.
successfully succeed.
Nah,
Yeah.
I think the first to secede will be Texas.
Ugh.
If
Good
anything,
riddance.
it'll be. If anything, though, I feel it'll be Texas, and that it worries me because there are people in Texas who cannot leave Texas.
That's probably the
But-
only one that could afford to do it.
Mm-hmm. Nobody else could do it by themselves, except maybe California. But I think the West Coast would all go together if one of them went.
Yeah.
Well, California's 2/3 of the West Coast anyway. So
Provides,
Okay, yeah, just about.
provides most of the agriculture, a lot of the beef,
wine.
and a lot of wine, oil.
Don't fuck
Well,
with
I know that in the past, and especially like during COVID times, the three governors like were talking constantly to make sure that we all had the same policies about
It's like, well, it's kind of like
everything.
why we still haven't switched to daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Because I think Washington and Oregon have agreed to it, but we won't do it until California does it. And it was brought up in California to do, but it was late getting into something, so they got to go through it again.
But like the
Don't
first
do
time in Washington anyway, the first time we voted on that was years ago, like when I was young. And then I know that we voted for it before you and I moved here. So like
Don't do it.
it
The most
be happy
glorious
with
time
that.
of my life was when I lived in Arizona. And I never had to change the fucking clock. I just
Well,
called
that's- yeah,
myself. I was in a
that's what we
different time
want.
zone. Oh, I'm just on Pacific time now. Oh, I'm on Mountain. Like, who the fuck cares? I was literally like that. Those 3 years in Arizona ruined me. Living in the desert with fake water mirages everywhere and like Native American burial grounds that if you transfer your weight onto the dirt pile border, streetlights go out and shit. Like it's real in the desert of Arizona. I'm not joking. It made me run back to my car because I wanted to go onto the res. We were just in this corner and I literally just it was a dirt mound that went all along the side of the road like it was a border, but it wasn't. And it was just a pile of dirt and it was perfectly carved. And I literally, the minute my weight made a dent in that hill, the street light went out. And I was like, nope, I'm done. Sorry. I'm out. I can take a sign. Like I can, like, don't put your foot here, girl. Okay, I'm out.
It's
No problem.
I mean-
Poltergeist 3.
The desert
gonna
will fuck
say.
with you.
Miss Casey will never be in a
How
horror
much-
movie.
How many
You would
peyotes?
know
Oh,
your way
dead
to the
first. Dead first.
Nah. It would be like Nope. You would figure it out right away, and you'd be like, nope.
Yeah, that's true. That's right. I'd be somewhere in the background running far away.
Right?
Yeah.
That's me too.
Nope. Too much trauma already.
I would just be like watching the whole thing, going, "Look at all them white people running toward us.
Yeah.
It's funny. Look at
I
all
don't know if
that.
you guys
Look
knew
at
this,
all-
but we were going over Letterkenny stuff.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of which, just like
Yes, yes.
Americans and Canadians, like, how do you guys feel about Shawnee being brought back all rando? Like,
I like it. I like those characters. I mean, it would have been cool just to have them all back, but
Yeah, I think it would have been funny to have them all back. I kind of like that
that Gail's getting
someone came
some-
back for seconds with Gail. Like,
Yeah.
he was like, and
Yeah,
he's still
unfinished
super eager
business.
for it. Like, he's like, yeah. Who wants to get
An
a down under?
Australian kiss.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
and in like a different way than Dickens, because Dickens
Right.
is like a romantic, like Dickens has heart, and Jaker's American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, or
Yeah.
Shawnee,
Yeah.
he's kind of down, like, and well,
Shawnee's like, I will do whatever you want.
Whatever
to let
you
me
want,
do
man.
whatever you want me to do to you.
that's right. Yeah, the dynamic between Gail and
Shawnee.
nope.
Nope.
Dickens.
Dickskin. Yeah,
Dickskin.
that's what I said. Dickskin. That's just too, like, I don't know. It's too intense. He's too tall. He's too romantic. It's too much.
I
Gail's
feel
a
for
free
Gail. He's too
bird. She's-
romantic. Yeah.
Yeah. Gail's got to be able to fuck. You know what I mean? She
Right.
should be able to, like,
Like,
think-
I do wish that Gail could get into a serious relationship and still like have it be E&M. Where
Yeah.
she's like, I mean, I do think I'm falling in love with you, but I'm not gonna stop. Like, this is too much fun. I'm still doing this. Is that cool? We're cool? Okay. I mean, you could go out and have fun too. So, like, I can see that working, but I don't see that happening on Letterkenny. They already got
I
the
don't-
McMurrays with Bing Swingers and
Well, no, well, they had it with Katie and Riley and Jonesy.
yeah.
Maybe Gail,
Yeah.
Riley, and Jonesy.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that ever was really a love relationship, though. That was more just the sex for all of them.
yeah.
So, like, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Sorry.
So
Told her
Aussies
about
and
the
Kiwis.
blowies. Who
What?
told her about the blowies?
You just did. Yeah. What were you saying? Sorry. Kate.
Oh, just the Aussies and the Kiwis. Like, did you guys understand most of it, some of it, or none of it?
I mean,
I got the
some of it-
gist of
I had-
every
I
part,
went
every
and looked-
conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I knew when they were talking about food. I knew when they were talking about doing drinking. I knew
Yeah.
when they were talking
Bands.
about fucking. Except I didn't catch the Tasmanian thing until like the third watch through.
The Tassie. I'll show you a map of Tassie.
So,
Oh, right.
right?
Tasmania is in this shape.
It's like a triangle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
like specific words I didn't quite get a lot of. I had to look up a few things, like calling Mrs. McMurray a dag. I got
Yeah.
very confused about that because,
Do you like tags?
but no,
You went to Switch?
well, it was. Oh, now I can't even remember. Did I write it
Snatch, not
down?
Switch. Different movie.
No, it was that she was quirky. Someone
Yeah.
who's a bit of a character. So basically, calling this fallen down drunk lady quirky. Which I like that. I was like, okay,
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
They were sort of like not nonplussed about her, but they weren't they just accepted her.
Yep, absolutely.
Like total. This is normal. This is
All right,
totally
Chihuahua,
fine.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We'll catch up.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
am I the only one here who had the luxury of being in a border state? So when I turned 19, I was able to go across the border and drink.
Yep,
Yep.
you are.
So
No, I had Mexico.
yeah, you had Mexico, and I'm sure you were a lot younger than 19 over there.
18, yes.
18, yeah, okay. I do remember having friends that were exactly like those Americans. Who were like, "Oh my God, we're going to Canada to get drunk. It's gonna be so
Literal.
great." And I'm like, "Cool, I'm going to Canada to see if I can find anything that I actually enjoy because I haven't had a chance to actually try things yet." That's all I wanted to do. Because like at 19, I was drinking vodka right from the bottle. It was not good.
Woo,
It was not good.
woo.
Right?
So you had an
Right?
actress trying to get skinny.
Listen, that's hardcore.
Mm.
I got sick on screwdrivers once and never touched vodka until the pandemic. True story.
No,
Like
yeah,
I couldn't smell it without getting sick.
My
I was that way with-
30th
I was that
birthday.
way with tequila.
Yeah, you were that way with tequila. I was that way with vodka after my 30th birthday. Tried to kill me. And yeah, that was a fun night. Huh?
She was wearing a huge afro.
It was a pimp and hoe party.
Nice.
And yeah, I had a huge afro and very short skirt, and I had a lot of vodka, a lot, and paid for it for like a good 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Broken capillaries all in my face,
Oof.
bloodshot eyes.
Listen,
The whole
I
night.
had too much shrimp and cake on Friday night, and I felt like I had a goddamn hangover on Saturday. I was such a bitch. Like, I've been trying to eat pretty healthy, and I was like, shrimp is good. It's like low fat. Just go in on some shrimp. And then I had like this piece of birthday cake, and I spent all day Saturday like on the couches. I didn't have a lick of alcohol. It was awful. I was like, how fucking old am I?
Your body is going,
My
what the
body-
fuck are these two things you are putting together? What the fuck is the matter with you? Seek help.
Yeah. Yeah, like what the fuck, dude? Did anybody catch?
Let me show this to you.
No, it was like I had a rock in my belly
Oh,
and
those
I
are
had to like
awful.
lay down. I haven't felt that bad since college. Like that was rough.
Was it sugar? Like
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was because yeah, it has to be the sugar. It has to be the sugar, and that's it. That's all I can say.
I try really hard not to think about what it would be like to go off sugar, considering it's like half my diet right now.
Listen, it's not going off of it that's bad. It's the rebound that's rough.
Yeah.
Like once you're off that train, oh, you got to be careful. Anyway, don't want
Lord.
to take up too much, but like, did anybody catch the Flight of the Conchords zing?
Yes.
Dude, I love that they were like, I love that I got that first of all, but I
Mhm.
also love
I
that
didn't
somebody
know who the
mentioned
oth- who
Flight
was
of the
the other-
Conchords.
Who was the other band that they were talking about?
Well, one was they were talking about Australian bands versus
yeah, I know.
and like
I know what they
Australian
were
TV
talking
shows
about.
versus.
I had not heard of the other one. I had
hadn't
of
heard
Flight
of-
of the Conchords.
I hadn't heard of any of the Australian things. I heard of most of the New Zealand things.
You've heard of
but-
Akadaka.
And I've seen it written, but I'd never heard it
it's-
said out loud before.
It's AC/DC.
Well, no, there was another one that was like long.
that
that they
was
said
Akad-
before.
That was Akadaka.
Oh, okay, so they were
talked
making
about
fun of it?
AC/DC, and that was what the Australians called AC/DC, Akadaka.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Oh, you know what else I loved? Plaid on plaid. Good
Plaid on
new.
plaid.
Not so bad. And I loved when Katie, there was something else that I wrote down in my other book. Katie says it. Oh, hang on. I'll think of it. It's when they're gonna help them pack. Like they're gonna help them unpack, and she says something.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's
I
okay.
wrote that one down.
It's okay.
So when Glenn walks up and takes it off, he goes Stuart, and then Stuart goes Glenn, and then Rolled goes Rolled.
Yes. 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 Fucking yes.
Wants to
love-
be included.
I love that so much. 'Cause
Yes.
Rolled is like Rolled.
Sinner.
Fuck. And then when
Yes.
Glenn was like, I'm going to tell you all about my queer backstory, and Rold's like, finally. I fucking love these characters so much. All of the different towns that Glenn mentioned were real, except for we couldn't figure out Hooker, San Diego.
Yeah, I couldn't find Hooker, San Diego.
Because everything else was a city and state. San Diego is a city, so a city and a city. Like it was the only one that was different than the others. And so, if anyone has any information on Hooker, San Diego, and what that could mean, would really love to know because my brain tried going down a rabbit hole and it got so lost.
Maybe it's Hooker, California.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know. Man, I think there might be I don't know. San Diego's pretty kinky. So there might be like an area of San Diego
Yeah,
that's
there
like
might be.
there's the gas lamp district that's like right by the bridge to
Tijuana.
Coronado
Oh,
Island.
I've
And
never
that's-
been down there, so I have no idea.
there,
Yeah,
there is a
it's-
Hooker, California.
There is a
Oh,
Hooker-
okay. There.
Is it in
It's
Southern
weird.
California?
It is an unincorporated community in Tehama County. Let's see, where is it? And it's not anywhere near. It's Northern California.
Oh. Okay. Well, I don't know then.
So there you go.
All right. Well, someone out there might still know something more. Glenn's low voice talking about being, at least 8 feet away, and Rold getting all like. I just love.
Stay 8
I love it
meters
whenever
back.
Glenn gets a little butch, and especially if Rold is there, because every time Rold's just like, "Ooh."
And then
Stay 8 meters back.
I like how he was like,
A safe 8 meters back.
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. Just so fucking brilliant. Like, oh God, they're so smart. They're all so bloody smart. And the pacing of everything. And I don't know, I can't remember who edited this one. I need to go back and look. It might have been Drew McLeod. But the timing and the pace of the script, like surely Trevor's got that in his mind, and Jared and Jacob, they all have the same thing, but how that translates to the editors, like without micromanagement, how do they do it? It's so brilliant and fast. And the angles of the cameras. I just think anybody who thinks that this episode is not one of the better episodes, like I think you need to give your balls a tug because
Agreed.
because in its simplicity, like there's just so much there. It allows them room. It allows the actors room, and it allows the writers room and the editors to double down on all sorts of things. Moments. Glenn fucking rolled. Oh my God, that moment. I'm so glad you brought that up because I'd forgotten about it. But when he did it, I went back and watched it 3 times. Like I didn't continue on in the episode until I had watched it 3 times because it was so fucking hilarious.
So great.
So great.
Yeah, the last few seasons have been a little hit or miss for me, but this episode absolutely is up there for me. Like I laughed. I don't actually laugh out loud when watching the show a lot, but that's not to do with that. It's just it doesn't hit me the right until I'm getting into it and talking about it more. And with this one, I was cracking up over and over again. Mostly just like little shots here and there, because there were so many good ones.
Go home, you sheep shaggers.
So another thing that was really, really obvious to me, but that's just because of the way that my brain works. You mentioned earlier about the subtitles for Mrs. McMurray. Dan has no problem understanding her when she is muffling and miffing her words, but like freaked out and got really angry that he couldn't understand the Australians and New Zealanders. Like I just kept watching him like answer Mrs. McMurray like there was no problem in hearing it, and I'm like, I didn't know what you just said. So
Assassination of simps.
yeah, that's right.
Oh. Yeah, overall it was just it was a really feel good episode. It felt like some of the
Yeah.
earlier episodes. It had
Yeah.
that loving vibe at the end that I
Yeah.
remember really adoring about the first few seasons of the show. I love that everybody is family.
Yeah.
This is real. Like it doesn't
like-
matter.
It's like
Even
Fast and the Furious.
yeah.
It's all
Aw,
about
I
family.
never
It's like
Jesus.
it's like Mayberry. It's like Mayberry
Without
without,
the
the
racism.
sheriff. Without the racism, without the sheriff.
Yeah, that's fair. I just love it. I just love that people can
Whatever.
come on this show, even if it's a one-off, and fit right in. Like props to casting, props, just it's just such a well done episode. I said what I said.
I only had one more note that I wrote, and it was about Gail knowing Oliver previously. Because she was like, Oliver, you cunt. And he's like, Gail, you cunt.
Oh yeah.
That I assume that he has visited before, and that's why that. But also, the way that immediately Gail was just like, talking sex with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, does Gail know Oliver that? Does Gail know Oliver?
Oh.
and the wife was like
She'll
totally
root ya.
like flirting with Gail. So
Yeah,
like,
totally.
did he say, "Oh, you got to meet this one Sheila I met like when I was in Letterkenny. I bet she'd be into you." And
I have to go back. I'll have to go back and look, but I think the first time Wayne talks about him is saying this is his first time visiting. So
well, he knew Gail.
yeah, that was weird because I'll have to go back and watch that beginning part because I thought I could have swore that Wayne had said something about that. So
Ooh, the mystery continues. Did Gail
did
go
it
to
mean?
Australia?
he met Gail down under.
It's like a
the one
French kiss. I mean, can we just bring that up? Like Gail doesn't have she's got some moments, but that was a quintessential Gail moment.
Mhm, absolutely.
Like, who wants an Australian? What is it? An Australian kiss?
Yeah. And he says,
It's like a
"What's that?"
French
It's
kiss, but down under.
Yes.
And Shawnee stood at attention.
Yes.
He said, "Yes, please."
Yes,
He said, "Please."
Mm. his eyes got like this big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Were you
please.
Shawnee in that moment?
I'm always Shawnee.
Good boy.
Yes, please.
No.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Such a good show. Such a good episode.
So much sex talk. I mean, I think we probably should. Yeah, nice little segue there, hey?
Yeah.
This is going to be hard. This is like the most
That's what she
challenging thing
said.
I experience. Yep, that's right. There it is.
Hey-o.
All right. Let's try the
so-
veal. Here all night.
So anyway, anybody who hasn't heard us play Fuck Fight Further before, it's our version of Fuck Marry Kill, where we don't want to kill anybody, and we're not necessarily, Letterkenny. Nobody's really, aside from the McMurrays, are interested in getting married. So
Maybe
Wayne. Wayne tried once, but yeah, that didn't turn out so good.
Yeah.
And like we do, we like to start with Wayne.
Wayne. Plaid on plaid. Wayne definitely
As I said, it's better than plaid on stripes.
it's true. I was more going like sometimes the quote unquote unwritten autism is just like glaring to me. Like the fact that he always wears jeans and he always wears his boots and he always wears a plaid shirt. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that was my first thought when the fuck fight for that.
Which
know why.
means, what does that translate to?
I'm gonna say Ferda this time, but
Okay.
it really is funny having Wayne almost feel like a bit of a background character in one of these episodes.
Yeah.
I actually lean more toward being interested in Wayne in episodes like this because he's not the one that's like. out in front.
However, it was adorable at the end with Glenn laying his head.
It
on
was
Wayne's
adorable.
shoulder, and Wayne just kind of glancing down.
Like,
That's
okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Kacey.
For that reason, it's a fuck for me.
For that reason, you're not out.
No, you're in.
Yeah, I love Wayne. But he's a Ferda this time for me as well. Miss Katie's.
Ferda.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, Ferda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely it's funny when non-Australians like put on caricature accents, but for some reason it got a little under my skin with this one.
Oh, it's
Especially
the
when they
fight
had-
side of Ferda.
Yeah,
It's the
For me.
I'm a little
Shut up.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You did it once.
Yeah.
Now,
Right,
you
right,
didn't
right,
need to
right,
do
right,
it again
right.
at the end.
Exactly.
That's right. That's what it is. It was
Yep,
that second
that's
time.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It felt like somebody bitch slapped me once, and then they did it again. They caught me off guard. It pissed me off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love you, Jared. Love you, Trevor.
Yeah.
Squirrely Daniels.
Fuck.
He was so upset. He was so upset about not understanding them. I'm gonna say Ferda because I feel like I wouldn't be able to not laugh at him when talking about this, and that's not very romantic. So
For me, it's a I don't want to say pity fuck, but it's sort of like a feel better fuck. Like he's struggling. He needs a little love. It's
You'll
it is a
explain
pity.
it to him while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to calm down a little. He needs to take about 20% off and just settle down. Maybe have a little attentions paid. He'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Dairy. Oh no, I'm Ferda on Dan too. So.
yeah. I'm Ferda on Derry, like edging toward the fight, like you were saying about Katie, because it's that same thing. It's that faking the
Yeah.
American accent. The first time it was a little funny, and yeah, it was great. The second time, it's like, okay. You remind me of my friends at a roller derby tournament, all drunk after.
And as the rest of this season has been, tropes.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So, you know, Americans of some flavor doing accents, which I mean, you know, us down here trying to do Canadian accents. I have a feeling that that's kind of what that was supposed to be pointing at. I could be wrong, but yes,
They've
I
mentioned that
agree.
one before with saying like a boat.
Yeah, a boot.
Boo.
Oot a boat.
Who says a boot? Ask a fucking Yank.
Well, you know, it is funny. The inland BCers, I feel, are closer to that stereotypical accent. Like where my you wouldn't actually even know where my grandmother used to live, Dean, kind of in near Lake Okanagan, the Skaha Lake, right down in that eastern BC area. Yeah, I have a lot of memories of my own family having accents like that. So I might be off on this, but that's what that's what my brain reminds me of there. So sorry. When talking
So-
about Canadian accents, anyway.
Casey, where were you on Dairy?
Oh, fight. Derry's a
fight.
fight on site for this one.
All right.
Yeah. He
But
just
not
annoys Katie doesn't annoy me because I like Katie. Derry
Yep.
irritates me more often than not. And so if Katie wants to do it, fine. But Derry, there's too much Australian accent playing at, and a fella should be fucking aware of it. There's such a thing as that. So Derry needs to be the bigger man and stop.
As well as a gal should be fucking aware of it.
Yeah, that, yeah.
Especially the one who tries to always keep Dairy in line.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I like Katie.
She's all right. Gaylor.
Fuck.
Fuck. I
Gail
mean,
was
any
fun
day
this
of the
time.
week. When is Gail not a fuck?
When she's not there.
She goes.
Right.
She goes. As a. I'm not a prude, but sometimes I
Really?
definitely feel like it because I'm not comfortable around
It's your boundary.
that. Yeah, I'm not comfortable around that level of dripping sexuality, I guess.
It's okay.
Because it just kind of comes off her in waves, and I feel like any being near her, I would be like, oh, okay.
She was
Overstimulated.
she was a bit restrained in this one.
She
actually.
was, which is why she's a fuck for me.
All right.
Like this was like flirting. This is I can deal with that. That is sexy to
Right.
me.
Right.
So
All right. McMurray.
Ferda.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yes.
All right.
You know he is out there going, she said fuck on me. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Maybe.
Come on here. Sit on daddy's lap. Come on.
It's just to get to Mrs. Mac.
Oh, yeah.
Legit. That's legit.
Can't have
And
one without the other.
He's probably totally okay with that.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Yeah.
As his cuckold story indicates.
Uh-huh.
He's a furtive for me. Mrs. Mac.
Fuck.
You know, she is way too drunk for me.
yeah, that is true. Usually.
Oh.
She has to
didn't
be
really
able to
think about that.
consent. Maybe she has to pre-consent before she gets that.
I feel like she
face.
does that. I feel like she does that. I feel like
She definitely
she
does
pre-consents.
She tells McMurray, if it says when I go, then yes.
I feel like she's got like a daily check-in Google form where she just like
Here's
daily.
who I would
here's
say yes
consent.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll tell
here's who I'm in the mood for today, and here's the menu. Anybody off this list is good to go, and then just goes for it. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
if I was in-
he goes and looks it up on his little app.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
she's
gets a
good-
notification.
Good enough, good stuff is what she says.
Oh, Wayne, you're a go. I hope you're happy about that.
Yep. He'll be like the bouncer at the door. Anyway.
Are you on the list?
Sturt.
Sturt. Ferda.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ferda.
Yeah.
It's that one upsmanship. Like he feels desperately in need of feeling superior to somebody,
Yeah.
which is a turn off. But I get it.
I also love how they like immediately respect Gled's prowess. Even though they're
Right?
testing him, they're still like scared. Stuart is
Right?
still like, so that's why it's Ferda for
The
me.
kicking the dirt, like
Yeah.
I also love. Everybody knows it's your mom's Honda, Stewart.
That's right.
She's signing it over to me for my birthday.
oh, you killed her. Oh, there she-
That's like that's an argument they had in third grade.
Uh-huh.
Like over some other shit. Like everybody knows you
it's
still
your
pee
mother's
your
Stewart.
pants, Stuart. Like, like just some shit.
Roldy.
Ferda.
I think
Yeah.
that's a safe one. Yeah.
I usually want to scoop him up and put him in my pocket because I love him. But it's that devotion to Stuart that like stops me from wanting to go farther.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
that.
but he had the rolled.
so
He's
endearing.
standing up for himself.
He
Ever since
is.
Chips, he's
Yes,
you know,
he has been.
I would love to be part of just regular Letterkenny.
I would love for Roll to just be considered regular old Letterkenny. I think that would
Yeah.
be a dream come true.
Riley and Jonesy.
Ferda with a nice pat on the head for each of them. It's okay. You did a good job. You brought some stuff for the kids. It's okay.
Friends of pyrotechnician.
Yeah, they're in the same category as Squirrely Dan. They're a oh fuck, but I like they'd be fun.
So they're a fuck for you.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I love those guys.
Glenn.
I love that even though it's always a bit of a joke, Glenn is almost always kind of the expert in the episode. Like I love that he's got so many things on his resume. And he's not necessarily like he only crows about them when they are specifically needed, which is
That's right.
like not like me who talks shit all the time but only do the work like this anyway. Yeah. Oh,
I talk shit for you too.
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
hot.
Yeah.
Get a room.
Baby.
Settle down.
I'm
We're
in a room.
We're in a room together, actually.
Well, that's right. We are in the same room. Oh. there we-
Okay. It was the hand again. No, not the hand. It's so creepy. Disembodied hand says what?
That thing. From...
Yes. Thing.
So
What are we
anyway,
talking about?
where are we
I
on Glenn?
forgot. Oh, Glenn. Right.
Glenn.
I'm gonna say Ferda leaning into a fuck, but not quite a fuck yet.
Mm.
All right.
Went to very strong Ferda only because I respect his sexual choices.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no.
But we don't
the
know
dream
what
would
he
be
is,
that I have the parts that
particularly.
he wants.
He may actually be bi.
That's true.
He
He's
may
never
he may be
come
straight.
out.
You're right.
No.
I stand corrected.
Oh,
Hi, Aaron. Oh no, it's the claw.
okay. Carrie always was so good. in
Oh,
that.
right?
Such a
Step parent.
yeah, such a pair of khakis.
Yeah. Yes.
Such a pair of khakis.
That's such an insult and so true.
I feel like you could say that with an Australian accent, and
Such a pair of khakis.
he's a pair of khakis, eh? Like
And you would
That's-
probably, yeah, you're right.
it probably means the same thing, right?
Probably.
Oh, he's an Owen.
He's no Hemsworth.
No, yeah.
he's
Fuck.
he's the oldest Hemsworth. No, is it the oldest one? Who's the one that's not famous?
Liam.
No, the one that played Thor in the play within the movie. Was the anyway? Hi. Okay, it's gonna. I need to look it up. The
Jared-
Hemsworth
no.
brothers.
Ian,
Okay,
Liam, and Seth.
maybe it's that one.
Gary.
Seth MacFarlane?
No.
Hemsworth
Liam and
brothers.
Steven.
Yeah, Liam is an actor. Chris is that? It's
Chris.
Luke.
Oh, Luke is the lesser known Hemsworth.
He's the
Okay.
lesser known Hemsworth.
There you go, Aaron.
Aaron was
Right on
it.
time, bud.
Yeah. So, yeah, lesser known Hemsworth, but I don't. Is he the oldest one? Now I gotta find out. See, that's the problem.
Wait, what were we talking about?
No.
Hemsworths.
Wait, why?
Hemsworth. Yeah, so he's the oldest Hemsworth brother.
Because having names for things that you know.
Khakis.
You said something
Oh,
about
the khakis,
So,
Australian.
yeah, you said
Okay, I'm
he's-
there. I'm with.
So and he's not a Chris. He's not even a Liam. He's a Luke.
He's a Luke. Don't be a fucking Luke.
Don't be a fucking Luke.
Don't be a fucking Luke, mate.
Although
Sorry,
don't be a
Luke
fucking
Hemsworth.
Liam and
We're just having
you know,
fun.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sure your brothers love you.
Chris Hemsworth is my favorite Chris in the Marvel universe. I stand
He's
I
so
stand on
good.
that hill.
Chris?
He is.
as
yeah.
opposed to the other Chris's in the Marvel universe. Yes. I like Chris
okay.
Pine. He's
Chris Pratt.
okay.
Oh,
Pratt?
see, I'm a
Pratt.
DC girl.
Pratt. Yeah. No Pratt.
I'm a DC girl.
If DC movies were better, I'd be a DC fan. But
The
Listen,
DC shows
I
are pretty
know.
good. The DC
I know.
shows
yeah, I
are
don't
pretty
watch
good.
any of this. Yeah.
I know.
I'm not a
I-
superhero person, honestly. Like, I like the Marvel movies, but I dropped off years ago, and we're just starting to rewatch all the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The Boys.
Oh, that's so good.
The Boys. Invincible.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so good.
Yeah, we're gonna get another season of Invincible.
I don't know how soon,
That's
but
been a
it's-
while. Okay.
they put out a preview of a little thing with
Preview.
between Invincible and the Seth Rogen alien guy
Seth
Okay.
Rogen.
eating in a diner.
That fucking guy. I like him.
I like him
He
too.
loves comic book stuff.
Yes,
I mean,
because he was raised on
so
Kevin
fucking
Smith, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, Preacher was so fucking good. He did
Mm.
he did a great job
Yeah.
with that. Anyway, back to Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Shawnee.
Fuck.
All
That's
right.
what he went there for.
Yeah.
Like, he went up there to hang out with Gail and get laid. So I'm like, and he was
And
funny.
he respected. He
was
respected
very
everybody.
respectful and
Mhm,
like
Both the Canadian traditions as well as the American tradition.
mhm.
and he was the only one who really understood
What was going to
gonna
happen.
What was happening?
The only one who understood history and why Australians and New Zealanders might not be the best of friends.
Just like
Just like
Canadians and
Canada.
Americans.
Yep.
That's right.
So
Yeah, it's a Ferda at best. Like he's a weak Ferda. Not that I want to fight him. I'm just not.
Don't know anything about him.
He's American.
That is true, and he's very,
I tend to like
red,
more
white, and blue.
worldly. Yeah, I tend
Yeah.
to like more worldly
I
men.
go back to a Ferda.
he's
Bring that back
probably
to a Ferda.
worldly. He's
It's good
a
for him, but
soldier. So
No,
that doesn't
no,
make him-
again, no,
That doesn't.
no,
No. Yeah. Like,
no.
I love you very much, Dean. I would not have wanted to fuck you while you were in the military because that was like a growth
that's okay. I
period
didn't
for
want
you.
to either.
Right, because I was black, right?
No, I wouldn't have wanted to fuck me either. Is what I'm saying.
Oh. But I was more going with the like military. Yeah, in general, just no.
She's making my case for me. It's a real weak Ferda for this dude.
I was not your standard soldier in any way, shape, or form. All the other soldiers would go out and drink and holler at girls. Me and Jason and Pete and one
Play
other guy, I
D&D.
can't remember, would sit. If we had a 3-day weekend, we were sitting back in our apartment playing D&D, and some were
Listening to
drinking
heavy
beer.
metal and
Yep.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
So that's the kind of soldier I was.
Love
So
it.
I honestly, aside from being thinner, I had basically the same haircut.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, you've seen the pictures.
You
so-
you looked like your son looks now,
yeah, pretty much.
which is really crazy. Like I know we don't have a picture to like show, but if anyone out there knows his son, that's what Dean looked like at the same age.
Wow.
I'll have to make a little thing that puts us side by side.
Yeah.
So for me, Shawnee gets a Ferda as well. Yeah, good guy. Don't know enough about him yet. And I'm putting the couples together. So Oliver and Piper,
The Australians.
the Australians, yes.
The redhead.
Yeah. The ginger. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This household may be a redhead stan household.
Oh, that is a wonderful thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Redheads.
I was literally trying to decide if with as very little that I would know about these people if I would fuck them, and the answer I think is yes.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to investigate her map of Tassie.
Right, her map of Tassie, and then the big Kiwi dude, like broad shoulders, long hair. Put my hair ends in there.
All right, so we're all fucking Oliver and
Yeah.
Piper,
Yeah. Yeah.
and Liam Amelia.
Amelia. Yeah. Yeah.
Climb him like a tree.
Right?
Huh?
Honestly, they're on my fertile list more than anything, personally.
Why?
I don't know. I just
Because she's not a redhead.
maybe that's probably what it is.
That's harassed.
Yes, and I'm not going to apologize.
And I don't
for
care.
it.
And I don't care.
But I think we're probably all in the same one for Shawnee's cousins.
Ugh, fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We broke Kacey a little bit on that one.
I've been trying really hard to hold my tongue about them because I am a woman and I try not to.
Oh, if
Oh
you're
my
a woman,
god,
down.
I need alcohol. I'm really jonesing for alcohol. Oh my
Here's the
God.
problem. I work at a university in America and I have to desensitize myself to that
Ugh.
every day during the academic portion of the year. So when I heard it on my favorite show, I went red. Like I sort of blacked out for that bit because fight isn't enough.
I get that.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So but that's
I
all
am
we
what
got.
I am.
That's all we got. We got fight.
That's all I fucking know.
And I don't think, did I miss anybody? I think I got
I
everybody.
don't think so. We didn't
Wayne.
have.
Oh, we did. We started with Wayne.
We always start with Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I think
got
that's
everybody.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts before we say our farewells?
Are we expecting a July 1st new season? Do we know anything
I
yet?
doubt it. I doubt it'll be that soon. Do you think? I mean, it could be, but I don't know.
What has happened in years past? Because that's the one thing that and this is probably awesome level lore, but
July 1st for his birthday, right?
Yeah, that's happened a couple times.
okay.
It's also
But has it been
Canada
on
Day.
the heels of
No.
a Christmas release? Or
don't
like
think
a
so.
spring? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what does a 3-year cycle look like?
That's yeah, I think that's an awesome question. We'll have to make sure she hears. Awesome. I know you're not listening because you would have said something by now.
You should
Yeah,
listening.
she
I
would've.
don't know
You
what's
should
wrong
be
with
listening.
Gens.
Right?
you. Like, come
Oh
on.
my God. Oh my God.
Oh my lord. Oh my Lanta.
Hang on a sec. I saw something out here about
Oh,
season 12 listed, and it's saying it's coming out in December. That's what
Okay.
that's what IMDb says.
July and December tend to have been when the shows have come out before. When did the last one just came out though, right?
Yeah, like
Recently enough.
11
April.
April. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So probably that makes sense for it
season
not to be on
no
there.
season 11 dropped in actually in December
Oh,
Really?
on Christmas.
That's
it was
right.
Christmas.
it was
Okay.
because we came back. It was 2 weeks after we came back from Sudbury the first time.
I mean, it could very well be that it's. I mean, with this, let me go back. Where you said season 8 was the last time they had a 7.
No, they've had 7s, but season 8 was not a holiday special, I don't think.
It was Daybeers Day.
Daybeers.
Right.
But it was all part of the same timeline. It was all December. So let's see. Let's find one. Let's go back to season 4. Should we? Yeah, Super Hard Easter. So yeah, that's and so yeah, that one. So that was all December, and then Super Hard Easter came out in March. So let's see where 5 started. And that started end of June. So
Yeah,
let's
I
not
think
be
in the
surprised if
beginning,
it comes out in July.
in the
June or
beginning
July.
it was July and December were the 2 times of year when
Now, let's say that's, the other one was March and then June, basically July 1st. But if we are saying May, we're looking at 2 months later, right? So
Well, it
depends
instead
on
of
when in
July,
May,
we're
yeah.
looking at September maybe.
Okay.
Don't know. Just
Postulating.
So, I mean, it could,
Yeah.
but we didn't have Shoresy way back then either. So
Well, we know they're filming for Shoresy right now, so that's
They're
gonna
wrapped.
be-
They're
they're wrapped
done.
now?
No, they're done. That's in the can. So I don't know when I don't know. I would love to see Shoresy season 2 this year.
Can't wait to see you guys in the audience.
Right?
Oh,
That's
shit.
going to be intense. I'm not ready for that because wherever we were, the camera was right opposite us. I mean, it was intense. So
Was Billy there? He was probably like, "Those are the podcast people." Get
this
them."
is what happened. We walk in and they're shooting. So it's quiet on the set and they sort of hustled the 12 of us in like, shh, okay. So we're all coming in and it's a scene where both full benches are emptied and everyone is on the ice. And you can see Jared doing his Shoresy, like, you're not going to do a fucking thing, shaking his head. And we're all like fucking exploding, right? But we have to be quiet because it's quiet on the set. So they're shooting. And then they call cut, the bell rings, and all of a sudden Jared's paw comes up from the ice and he's waving at us. And we're waving back and trying to be quiet like this. And he screams up, "I'm so glad you guys are fucking here." And at that moment, Billy Buttrey comes out of Studio City, like where all the stuff is in the hallway, And we're all so fucking gobsmacked that Jared from the ice is yelling at us that we all yell, Billy! Totally ignore Jared. Just
Oh my
totally
God.
like black that out, right? Like that didn't happen. But we know Billy, right? It's like
Yeah.
we've broken bread with Billy. So that was the natural like reaction because it was too fucking much. And then we get yelled at for screaming because we're supposed to be quiet. It was a mess.
That's hilarious.
It was
I mean, it's like-
pretty funny.
fantastic.
Well, yeah, it's like my first meeting with Jared because the way it came to me, because Kara said, Jared wants to see you. I'm like,
Well,
okay,
you thought
what-
we were in
what?"
trouble. Like, oh,
Yeah, I
is
did.
he gonna yell at us for?
Like fight Ferda,
He
you're
doesn't
in
like
trouble.
our right.
That's
That
right.
was exactly. That was the one thing the dean was like. He probably doesn't like the fuck quick Ferda. He's gonna yell at me, and we're gonna have to stop doing it.
Is it, I'm using clips. Is that a problem? I mean, I'll stop
Right.
using
So
clips
whatever.
if I-
I'm in trouble. What's happening?
Right. I totally thought we were in trouble, especially me.
Right. But nope, it was probably the most magical moment you've ever had in
It
your
was
life.
awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they had a barrier that was up, and he came out to hug and
Well,
came out to hug us.
we were-
And,
we're not
I
supposed
went.
to talk
I can talk to about.
I
it
know
now.
it's years now.
But yeah,
It was in the middle of
there was
COVID, so there was
there was a
protocols.
barrier in the way.
Yeah.
And we went to hug him, and he goes, "No, he
moved
the
it out of the
barrier
way,
Yeah. So, yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
So,
He
we
spent
stood there
way
and
more
talked for like 15
time.
minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hope that one day
Same
we
with
get to
us.
actually like hang out with him. That would be very cool.
Yeah. Right. Like not
he-
just
he
15
did-
minutes of.
He did
yeah.
tell us that when the show's over, that he will get on with Trevor and we will all have an interview.
Excellent.
Yes.
So
I believe him. He does what he says he's going to do.
Absolute beauty.
Yeah.
Such
So
a
it was, I told him this and I'm really glad it happened with you all too. Like what he creates on his sets and in his universe has trickled out to you and Dee and Al and Tanya. And then that trickled out to all of us. And so that same like family vibe that he creates in his workspace that he values, has brought all of us together. And I just love it. Like I love feeling connected in that way. I'm a huge extrovert and I love people who aren't assholes. Like all you have to do is not be an asshole. And even then, maybe you can be a bit of an asshole, but don't be a prick. Don't be a cunt. Like I can be an
I mean,
asshole.
piece of shit, but not
Right.
a piece of
Sometimes
shit.
anybody can be an asshole.
Right. But like, don't fuck it up, bud. And I just love that about what he's created and then what that's created and what we've all created. So that's my final thought. And thank you guys for inviting me and having me talk about this episode, which I feel highly unqualified to talk about because of all of the lingo that I didn't understand. But
Yeah, I mean, I've always, I think even after meeting Jared, that I really felt I don't really deserve this at all. I mean, I mean, like, no, I'm not anybody. I'm a guy who talks on a microphone, and so
And
yeah,
it all started just because there wasn't anybody talking about it.
Yeah.
Like we didn't
Right.
we didn't do it to like try and get anything out of it. It literally
No.
was nobody's doing this. Why don't we do it? All right, let's try it. Hey, we have a couple of friends that like this show. Let's bring them on.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it
yeah,
just went
because
from there.
there was one other guy, Arish is his name, who did the first one. But he wasn't being consistent. I mean, he was a good guy. He's putting out episodes.
Sure.
But, and I've even talked to him. So, yeah, he had the first Letterkenny podcast, is what it
Yeah.
was called. I think it's still out there. I don't know if he's putting out episodes anymore, but I always, whenever I think about him, I give him a shout out. What are you doing?
You're looking for it?
Google's a thing, bitch.
But anyway, yeah, it's wild to see how much this family has grown.
Yes, Vin. Mr.
It's
Diesel.
all about family.
I mean, you play D&D just like him, so if you shaved your head, I bet you
But
look
not
just
with
like
but not with Judi Dench, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to play D&D with Judi Dench?
Yes.
I would love to do
Helen Mirren.
anything with Judi Dench and Helen Mirren.
Legit.
Yeah, both of them. All check, please.
Yep. By the way, so I'm in my acting class that I'm in. We've been going over scenes from the movie Anatomy of a Murder from 1959. I don't know if you've seen it, but reading the scripts has been awesome. So I found the movie, I had to download it, and we watched it, and it was really good. And surprisingly, you wouldn't even be able to tell it was 2 hours and 40 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah, other than having to stop to feed the dogs in the middle because we realized that it was later than we thought it was. Like I'm not good at sitting and watching a movie for 3 hours, especially like I will have my phone in my hand and I'll be doing shit because my brain.
Yeah, so you're
Not
used to
this one.
courtroom scenes being like maybe 15 to 30 minutes long in total. This one was like probably an hour and a half
Most of the movie.
court.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. It was brilliant. So if anybody wants to watch a great movie, and I will tell you, I think if you've seen the movie A Time to Kill, which is awesome, also an awesome movie. I think Grisham took a lot of his ideas from that, because there's the drunk mentor, there's the lawyer who doesn't have any money, basically.
The secretary who's only staying because she wants to make sure she gets paid.
Right. The secretary who doesn't get paid. So yeah, it's there's a lot of that's built into that, and so great movie. Check it out if you get a chance. Black and white, 1959. Jimmy Stewart in it.
Who ad-libbed a bunch of lines too.
Brilliant.
He did ad lib
Yeah.
a few, yeah. And there was some that were cut out, and yeah, it was interesting. But Lee Remick, holy shit.
Yeah.
she's-
Not my type. Way too tiny, but I totally get it. Totally get it.
yeah. It's like that tennis, she just vibes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we've talked. We had finished talking about the actual episode an hour ago.
That's not true. Shut your face.
Pretty much, yeah.
No. Whatever.
Well, I got through talking
30
about
minutes.
the episodes, but yeah, it wasn't. Not a lot of dialogue in this that could be understood for most part.
Right. At least by Americans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it was a good episode. We loved it. And we're looking forward to season 12. If it comes out in December, awesome. If it comes out in September.
Whenever it comes out, we will be
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Being so good to it.
Oh, I'd be so good.
I'd be so good to you.
Be so good to it.
You wake up and I'll be right there being good to you.
Not unsettling at all.
All right. So hang with us. But there's a comment.
Oh, one last one.
Aaron says the coolest thing about Jared is that it is just as meaningful for him as it is for you.
That's what she said.
I like having a meaningful relationship with Jared.
Oh. Okay.
Are you
cut.
picturing
Nope.
that?
We gotta go. He's
Nope.
married. Nope.
Even
He's a
me,
married
man.
Nope. I got it. Nope. I'm trying to be good girl this year.
Oh, hard no.
Good girl, Kacey.
Right.
Can we-
So
Please save me from myself.
anyway, Maestro. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of How Are You Now, with your favorite groups of Hicks, Skids, Degens, hockey players, Christians, and so forth. We hope you enjoyed our chat with Kacey today. We look forward to having her back in the future. Join us next time as we get to do another table read, an original table read from David Mack. So don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a rating or review. So until next time, keep your head up and, do that, you know what I'm saying. Don't be a degen, bud.